I know I have a tendency of making really bold statements on this channel, so in the spirit of that, I will say that What If is the most underrated romantic comedy of all time. What's this film about? Well, guy meets girl meets guy falls in love with girl has boyfriend is a douche, guy likes girl anyway, guy wins girl over, roll credits. I probably haven't convinced you of my bold statement yet, because yes, What If follows the same exact formula of many other romantic comedy films. On surface, its main plot doesn't stretch outside the scope of most other rom-coms. So what makes it so special then? Why is it my favorite romantic comedy film of all time? Because of chemistry and connectivity. God, that sounds so dramatic, but let me explain. So, Zoe Kazan and Daniel Radcliffe play the film's leads, and they're both unbelievably talented on their own, but put them together in a film and they share some of the best on-screen chemistry I've ever seen. To the point where I tried Googling if they were together in real life, but unfortunately the answer is a definite no. I'm still holding on to hope though. Wallace and Chantry both share the same traits. They're sarcastic, witty, sympathetic, kind-hearted, and somewhat cynical. In many ways, they're the exact same person, and as such, this film negates the idea that opposites attract, and it works so well.
Anyway.
Friends?
Yeah, why not?
Alright.
Friends. Is this always how you make friends? Like it's a business deal?
Yeah, actually, it's just my style.
Despite their duplicate personality traits, Wallace and Chantry are in two completely different points in their lives, hence the entire conflict of the film. Wallace is living a semi-lonely, single life with close ties to family, while Chantry is living her life in a job that she's afraid to progress in, stuck in a relationship with a nice guy who cares more about himself than he does Chantry. I really do mean that he's a nice guy, but he's clearly not the right one for her. Despite these obstacles in their way, Wallace and Chantry's connection forces them together repeatedly in this film. They first meet at Alan's party, who was Wallace's roommate and also Chantry's cousin, and they connect, and then shortly after that they run into each other at a movie theater where they both happen to be seeing the same movie alone. It's cute, but again only works this well when you have the chemistry between Zoe and Daniel Radcliffe. I can't help but smile from their first interaction in the kitchen of Alan's party where they first meet. There's just this,
electricity?
Yes, that. When I watch Wallace and Chantry, even from the start, I feel like I'm a fly on a wall watching two people fall in love. I'm not really sure how much of their dialogue was actually scripted in this film, but their conversations flow. There's a lot of balance in them. In other words, the conversations are witty, but not too much so. They're awkward, but not too much so. They're cute, but again, not too much so to the point where it becomes cheesy. And these conversations are part of what made me fall in love with this film. Something else that's important to know about these two characters is that they're incredibly likable on their own. We spend much of the film learning equally about Wallace and Chantry outside of these conversations between them, because they're both the main characters in this story. We learn about them equally, and as a result, we're able to fall in love with both of them. This is refreshing because I feel like in many romantic comedy films that follow the same structure, at least one of the two characters have to become incredibly unlikable for the two to end up together. Because again, remember what I said about the premise behind this film. Guy meets girl meets guy falls in love with girl has boyfriend. Stop. Let's focus there. Girl has boyfriend. In most generic romantic comedies that follow that formula, don't we have to dislike one of these characters before they end up together? Because Chantry has a boyfriend.
Not mean to stay out so late.
No, me neither.
My boyfriend will be worried about what happened to me,
So either Wallace oversteps and convinces Chantry to break up with Ben, or Chantry will have to decide that her relationship with Ben doesn't matter, so she flirts with Wallace and initiates cheating, or Ben is a complete piece of shit and we don't care if Chantry leaves him. Somebody needs to look really bad, but that's just not the case with this film. Because we get to spend equal time with Wallace and Chantry, we can appreciate that this is not an easy decision for either of them. They're both such good people who struggle with these feelings that they have for each other because they're scared that they shouldn't be feeling them. Wallace spends about 85% of the film feeling shitty about himself for even liking Chantry. He talks with Alan repeatedly, explaining how frustrated he is because he really likes this girl but doesn't want to overstep. Wallace has an entire scene where he lays out all of the options that make him a bad person if he oversteps with Chantry. It makes us like and appreciate Wallace for having such strong morals. Chantry, on the other hand, clearly likes Wallace, but tries to convince herself that what she has with Ben is stronger, so she tries not to overstep. There's no point in this film where you really feel like either of these characters are bad people. and it's because the film took so much time to show us individual scenes from both of their perspectives. The point is that you like them both because they have the same moral compass. They're both good people who care for each other and try to handle it correctly, and we can see that because the film gave us time with both of them. They're both good people who care for each other and try to handle it correctly, and they're strongly connected in this way. And this theme of connectivity runs throughout the entire film, up to the very end where they meet up at another party. This time it's a going away party for Chantry, and they fully admit their feelings for one another and give each other the same gift of fool's gold, which is explained throughout multiple points of the film, but basically it's a giant loaf of bread stuffed with a jar of peanut butter, jelly, and bacon. It's kind of gross, but it's such a beautiful moment, and it feels so rewarding to finally see them together by the end. And aside from Wallace and Chantry, the supporting cast is also amazing. I love Adam Driver so much.
I just had sex, I'm about to eat nachos! It's the greatest moment of my life!
The film's score and cinematography is perfect for the tone of the film. I can honestly just watch this movie over and over again, and it's amazing. Please do yourself a favor and check this one out. Thanks for watching.
Time was running fast.
I remember the night Alan and Nicole met. That instant connection.
While we were walking so slow.
If you're lucky, it happens once in a lifetime.
Hey, Walter.
Well, I watched us
Well, at least it'll be
grow
accurate.
and grow.
It's very easy to be cynical about love.
So weird seeing you here.
Yeah, really weird. Our love
This night,
in
this
cups
is
to
hard.
go. So tall, our heads can't see. And trouble seems so small.
Well, you don't like French fries? Onion rings? Fried chicken?
But we never needed her.
Fish and chips? Funnel cake?
Friends to meet again.
Donuts? Deep fried banana sandwiches?
No, but Elvis ate those.
And something called full soul.
Started this loving